Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series where I run down some of the best Star Wars video games ever. If this seems like something you'd be interested in, then why not hit subscribe and the notification bell for more videos like this every single week. You're not gonna wanna miss it. It's fair to say that Star Wars has enjoyed its share of ups and downs with fans and critics alike. Some are forever let down with each passing entry, claiming the magic of the series died after the release of Return of the Jedi, while others think the franchise is as strong as it ever was. This lingering divide became a gaping chasm after 2017's The Last Jedi, with some fans praising it as the best film in the series, while others attacked it with such vitriol that it spilled over into the real world. Now, full disclosure, I'm one of those eternal optimists, or fanboys if you prefer, who ravenously consume any and all Star Wars media that comes out. The Phantom Menace was the first film I ever saw in cinema, and I suppose growing up with the film shaped my tastes, interests, and dare I say, morals, in ways that would only become apparent later in life. Whenever I engage in a hearty debate with someone whose opinion has been soured by the movies, I feel compelled to remind them that Star Wars is more than just what we see on the silver screen. Star Wars is a multimedia universe, crafted by hundreds of creative minds who took George Lucas's work as a starting point and developed it beyond what anyone could have expected. So intricate was the extended universe post-Revenge of the Sith that Disney were forced to start from scratch, so as to not trip over the existing story. Novels, comic books, cartoons, and video games have always been as much a part of Star Wars as the films, and here I'll be focusing on the best of the latter. The first Star Wars video game was released all the way back in 1982, and since then there have been over 140 games set in the galaxy where sci-fi meets mysticism. As you can expect from such a collection to choose from, there have been quite a few stinkers. But amidst all of this choice, there have also been some of the best video games ever made. So whether you're an ardent lover of all things Star Wars or a lapsed fan who needs an excuse to get back into the franchise, put your feet up and grab a glass of blue milk as we begin our series on the top Star Wars games you should play in 2020. What better place to start than Episode 1? The video game tie-in of Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace sees you take control of various characters, including Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, and the true hero of the adventure, Captain Panaka, as you play your way through the events of the film. This adaptation came out the same time as another game we'll talk about later in this series, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. But by comparison, it looks pretty dated, with top-down camera angles, blocky characters, and poorly cast imitation voice actors.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Your feelings serve you well, Obi-Wan, but don't let them cloud your judgment.
At first glance, it doesn't have much to pique interest. So why would I rank it above Racer? Well, appearances can be deceiving, and despite having an antiquated facade, The Phantom Menace introduced many themes, concepts and tropes that were pretty revolutionary for any game in 1999, let alone a movie tie-in. This was one of the first 3D Star Wars games to offer lightsaber combat, giving you the most authentic simulation of being a Jedi up until this point. You also had a diverse rogues gallery to fight your way through. From battle droids to Tusken Raiders, Darth Maul and more, there was enough assortment to keep you playing. But arguably, the most impressive feature on offer was the RPG elements of the game. You could engage many non-combative NPCs in conversation, with dialogue trees allowing you to either be a paragon of virtue or a downright asshole. Although these decisions are largely inconsequential to the wider narrative, they demonstrate a layer of depth that was rarely seen in 3D titles to this point. And it's easy to see the influence of these role-playing elements in more revered titles like Knights of the Old Republic. And that's a wrap on this edition of the best Star Wars video games ever. Do you have fond memories of The Phantom Menace? Please let me know in the comments below, I'd love to read them. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe as there'll be plenty more all about the best Star Wars games coming very soon. My name has been Tom, and may the Force be with you.